Wonka reboot is on the way? What? A new Willy Wonka is on the way, brought to you by a Harry Potter producer and written by a guy who wrote The Secret Life of Pets. Oh, I didn't read that far. The film will focus on Wonka before the Chocolate Factory, ground very well worn in the Tim Burton adaptation. The creators hint that if the film does well, it could eventually lead us to a Charlie, Grandpa Joe future installments.
Which, by the way, I will mention back on the our Universe Box Classic feed, we reviewed both movies, the Tim Burton one and the Gene Wilder one. So
we compared and contrasted.
Hey, how do you think that would have been if Tim Burton had played Willy Wonka in his reboot? That would have been great. But what do you think about this new prequel?
Okay, so even with a key player from the Harry Potter franchise working on this reboot, I am very skeptical. This version is only a reboot of sorts since the movie is supposed to take place years before Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is set. But, that potential of the franchise, they're banking on it doing good because of the story. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I really need a third Wonka in my lifetime, though.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I have a different perspective on this because, Gene Wilder was my first, obviously. And, I saw that movie many times. But then when I got into community theater, there were like 3 or 4 productions of Willy Wonka or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory in the local area. So I saw a lot of people do it. And
I didn't.
I kind of saw the different interpretations and stuff. So,
I really have issues with it because, I just want to keep the Gene Wilder in my head. Like, that's my childhood and that's the one I want.
Yeah.
I know we're hosting a reboot right now, but I am so tired of reboots, and I've said it before. I will continue to say it. Just stop. Somebody write something original. Create your own character.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't even have. There are only what was it? Not Plato. One of Plato. Those old philosopher guys. He had 26 dramatic situations that every story falls into one of these 26 categories. So, it's really, you really can't write an original story. There are pretty much...
Yes, you can.
There are 26 variations, but you can do
the
original...
The world is a little bit different since the time of Plato.
No, but I'm just saying that if you read those dramatic situations, you can... if you have a story in your head, you can find one of those situations that matches it 100% of the time. But the point is, you can have an old played out story that's been being told for thousands of years and make it original by making the characters original, by making the voice original, the perspective original, and that's really hard to do when you're
doing the same
pre-booting Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
But as for me, as much as I love the first the film version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Burton one, I thought its biggest weakness was the stuff with his dad. His dad, who was the dentist and played by Christopher Lee. If this movie is less like that and more of the scenes of him traveling around the world and building these giant chocolate castles that melt. That
was cool.
Yeah, I'll probably like it more if it's more that him maybe going to find the Oompa Loompas, all that kind of stuff. I really wish they just bite the bullet and do an adaptation of Charlie in the Great Glass Elevator, because at the end of
where they go through
of all the Willy Wonka movies, the last thing you see is Charlie and Wonka going up in the glass elevator.
Right.
Well, it turns out that glass elevator can go anywhere through outer space and everything.
Space and time.
It's basically Doctor Who with Wonka as the Doctor. Come to think of it, I think Matt Smith would make a really great Willy Wonka, young Willy Wonka.
Okay, see, I'm on board with Matt Smith.
There you go, movie makers. The casting's complete. Now go make the movie and do us proud. And don't make a crappy one, please. To help support this podcast
and get exclusive bonus content and rewards,
make a monthly pledge at
patreon.com/universebox. And remember to think outside.